Welcome to Fireside Gaming. I'm Billum, and this week we're tackling city building and management in SimCity for the Super Nintendo. To start off with, the SNES version of SimCity is actually the only game in the series that I've ever played. Sure, I have experiences with other sim games, but none from this series specifically. So don't go expecting some deep dive comparison between this SimCity and other versions or later entries. I'm just talking about SimCity because it's one of those fun and simple games that I can waste away hours of time with and not even realize. Truthfully, part of that just has to do with the nature of the game. See, players get money every year from taxes, and they can use these funds to upgrade and expand their city. Sometimes it can take a while to get the funds you need for a major project. Because of that, I often find myself in waiting periods that can last for several in-game years before I actually start doing much of anything. That doesn't mean there aren't things to do during that time, but the game requires minimal attention. That means that I sometimes would just get up and do something else while it was running. Heck, you could even just change the channel and check out what's on the TV during downtime. Just don't leave your city for too long. Sometimes disasters can happen that will require your attention, though other times it takes Bowser over a full in-game year to even find your city, and even after he does, he leaves it barely touched. Kind of a strange one, Bowser. For this video, I originally set out to create a town called Fireside, but I failed hard at it. It'd been nearly 10 years since I last played the game, though it still has my old save file on it, but some of the finer details were lost on me in that time frame. I just did a poor job managing the city, and while I did try to save it in hopes of having some grand comeback story to share with you, it wasn't meant to be. Fireside City 2.0 went much better though. I took time to sit down and read through the manual before starting it, and that really gave me a better idea of what to do. See, SimCity is a game all about balance. Players have to balance the three major zone types: commercial, residential, and industrial, along with all of the other special areas in the city. That includes fire departments, police departments, football stadiums, and more. Luckily, this isn't that hard to keep track of. SimCity does a wonderful job at laying this information out for players with graphs and heat maps giving them all of the details they need to know about their city. Those, combined with the player's own plans for building cities and management, make it incredibly satisfying to build up a large city with a massive population. If there's one downside to SimCity though, it's the fact that it doesn't have an end. That's not to say there isn't like a final city size to aim for or anything like that, but it doesn't come with a conclusion to the game. So if closure and finality is something that you're looking for, you won't find it here. Because of this, I can't deny that SimCity does eventually reach a point where it kinda bores me a little. I booted up my old city from when I was a kid, yes, I named it Foreside, and played on it for a bit. However, I just couldn't get into it. The city was already so big that I didn't care that much about expanding it out, despite the fact that I had plenty of room and funds to do so. SimCity also does a great job at presentation. The assistance from Mr. Wright and the overall look of the game is great. It's simple in nature and works well for a console version of a city management game. It's also sporting some wonderful tunes as well. Most of them are incredibly soft and charming, which is perfect for this style of game. Heck, it's the kind of stuff you can sleep to with no problem, and I'm not convinced I haven't done that during late night playing of the game. In conclusion, SimCity is a wonderful little game to kill some time with. It's a simple yet fun city management game that's easy to pick up and put down at a moment's notice. The lack of a true ending can be seen as a negative, but it's really only a slight when compared to the rest of the game. If you've enjoyed this look back at SimCity, please like, comment, or subscribe. You can also hit me up on Twitter at Billum256 if you want to chat me up there. And as always, thank you for watching, and take it easy.